That engine issue was unfortunate. We should consider investing more in chassis upgrades and swapping out engine components when they're on the last legs to reduce the chances of this cropping up in future races.
So, you want to know what exactly that was, then check out the previous episode, Round 3, Australia, link in the top right as always. Anyway, welcome back to a brand new episode of my Lewis Hamilton career mode, guys. We're here for the Japanese Grand Prix, round number 4, and we have had a flurry of updates in the last race or so, and we do have a few more on the way. Now, the first thing obviously to talk about is that engine issue. Now, we do receive an inheritance of 160 points to add to our R&D points total. Now, the issue was actually a brief one. It was basically our engine went from standard to locked to lean mid-race, so we was basically underpowered and just struggling on the straights. So, not a big issue, but reliability nonetheless kicking in for the first time in round 3. In the meantime, we're going to spend those extra R&D points and we're going to go to the rear downforce of the McLaren and we're going to improve the rear wing upper flap. So, we spend our points, the rest of the upgrades arrived and no failures were detected. So we're going to have yet again another improved package as we arrive at the Japanese Grand Prix.
Okay, mate, I'm pleased to say that our new parts have come through without any issue, so they'll be on the car, ready for the next race weekend.
Now, again, Mercedes have to take an upgrade off their car at random. This, as I've mentioned before, has a kind of one weekend knock-on delayed effect. Now, the forecast is dry. Red Bull have taken their upgrades off in the first couple of rounds. Now it's Mercedes' turn, and very, very shortly it's going to be ours, because you can see here the way we're crossing paths in the R&D tree. We're still second, but we just purchased the upgrade for the rear downforce, and it's likely we actually overtake Mercedes heading into China, which has a sprint. So we'll have to take off an upgrade of our own at random for that race. And already you can see how the balancing out the field on the left side of the screen is working out this season, as there's lots of fluctuation and just ups and downs. Now, back-to-back wins, we're in a pretty good run of form lately, and we're heading to Japan looking to make it 3 on the bounce. The car felt pretty decent. I really love this track.
Program complete and a job well done. We got some excellent data with that run, so come on back to the garage and I can take you through the numbers.
Generally, a very good race run. We kept our tyre wear below target, fuel load about average. We had a pretty strong fourth lap to kind of really squeeze the tyres out and see what we could do. But we do finish in 19th and quite a way back. Norris finished second, so we are, at least in practice, a little bit off the pace. So we'll see how things ramp up heading into qualifying. So obviously soft tyres yet to be used, DRS, all that stuff. So let's get into it and let's see what happens in qualifying.
This is a circuit where sometimes you see something truly exceptional behind the wheel. We've seen it from Vettel, we've seen it from Verstappen. It is a remarkable place to watch a car at speed. Welcome to Suzuka. We're qualifying for the Japanese Grand Prix.
Now we begin with Q1 as always. Currently with a 1 minute 10.4 in the second sector split, making our way to the Casio Triangle chicane, and now up to the line we go. First lap of the day, what are we going to get? A 126.8 P7 behind Norris and Sainz. So we'll take that. Not a bad start to the day. We go back to the garage and we're safe by about 6/10 over Zhou Guanyu in the Audi. So a decent margin, no need to go back out. We can save tyres and move into Q2. Norris did go back out and improve, so he burned either another set or went again on that same compound. No surprises, no surprise eliminations as we jump into Q2. Lando 25.8, setting the benchmark as we let Sainz go through. And we're now currently at the end of our lap as now Verstappen does a 25.7. We do a 10.1 split, which is 0.3 quicker than our Q1 time. So this should be a 0.5 at least across the line, which is, you know, compared to Verstappen's 25.7, that's 0.8 off. Do we find any more through the final chicane? A little bit, but we're still a long way away. A 126.454, only 7th ahead of Gasly, and you can see by the time I got to the garage, we're 9th. Gasly 10th. We have about 0.2 of safety over Hulkenberg. but I'm going to stay in the garage. I'm not going to go out. And it pays off. We save tyres for Q3 so we can have 2 fresh sets. Verstappen quickest. And yeah, we need to find some pace because the lap in Q2 was very much fine, like really, really good. And it wasn't anywhere near where we need to be. So yeah, we have a bit of an uphill climb. And Verstappen pumps in another 25.7 right at the start of Q3. So he's not messing around now. Lando 25.7 of his own, looking very quick. We have a bit of a snap there through the S's, which can cost us a little bit of time. Now into the hairpin, we also lock our front and we run deep and miss the apex. So a couple of fine errors, but the rest of the lap was very, very good. We're on an 0.96 split, so we're flying right now, half a second up on our Q2 lap. Making our way out of the chicane, a little bit scruffy, but we go full send up to the line and we do just get into the 25s. A 1:25.910, but we're only P6, which is such a long way away. So here we go, final attempt. Let's try and improve. I know there's some time at the hairpin, you know, the S's, so let's try and see if we can try and get a 7, maybe even a 6. Here we go, it's time for Japan. That is the lap of the season for me so far in terms of qualifying. No time on the table, barring half a tenth through the final chicane / exit to the line complex. But the rest of the lap was unbelievable. The commitment through the S section, the Degners, was incredible. Spoon as well, absolutely on the money. George Russell on pole with a .526. We out-qualify Norris in P5 and we stick it in third. Is that our pace? We're going to find out. Crucially, Verstappen only in P7.
We come to you today live from the Mai Prefecture in the south of Japan's Honshu Island for a race that has seen so many title deciders through the years, some simple, some controversial, but all contributing to a legacy that makes the Japanese Grand Prix an indispensable stop in any Formula One season. Before we begin, let's take a quick look at the grid lineup for today's race. What a qualifying yesterday for George Russell. He'll start today's race from pole position, with Charles Leclerc alongside. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Hamilton, Perez, Norris, Sainz, Verstappen, Fernando Alonso, Gasly, Stroll, Hülkenberg, Bottas, Tsunoda, Ricciardo, Teo Porcher, Oscar Piastri, Albon, Ocon, Joe, and Ollie Behrman. It's almost time for the lights to go out, so let's head down to the track where preparations are underway. And we welcome you to the commentary box overlooking the circuit. I'm Alex Jakes, and I'm joined by Anthony Davidson. Well, they're having a better time than their teammates so far this year. How do you keep that momentum going? Now, those final hours before a race, did you have a routine?
Well, for them, you've got your pre-race rituals that you go through. You see different drivers that, some have got their headphones on, they're listening to the music. Some drivers really absorb the energy from the crowd and they're there waving to them. Other drivers, they go within themselves. They chat to their engineers, absorbing that information, that vital information that you need to carry you through the race. And, those pre-race rituals are essential to making things systematic. We do a lot of Grand Prix in a season, and the more systematic you can be, the easier you are within that environment.
Right, time for the race. P3 on the grid. A really good qualifying. Really, really good qualifying. Our Q3 lap at the end, barring the final chicane exit, was really, really good. We had a really insane lap. Our first sector was brilliant. The car feels pretty decent. I do think the AI are pretty quick around here, so we're going to have to be smart with how we manage the race. I definitely think I've overperformed where I was meant to qualify. So with that in mind, I'm taking that into account for strategy. So we're going to start mediums. We need that pace at the beginning to make that work. We'll go hard later on. We can bring the stop forward if we need to, a lap or two. Fuel, I'm going for 0.8 extra. This is a very heavy fuel burning circuit. And even though the race sims have been loaded on, I'm taking no chances on fuel. So 0.8, which is more than what I usually run, around 0.3 to 0.5. So yeah, let's get into it. We're ahead of Verstappen. That's all that matters. And we've got a chance to hopefully outscore him here today. So let's get into the race and let's see how things go. Right, let's get to it. Time for the race start. Tyre temps on the lower side. It's been very difficult to get them warmed up. We went so slow through the S's that we actually lost all of our temperature. And now we're stuck in the train here. So just trying to keep some sort of temperature in the rubber before we get going. A little burn out there just to try and get the tyres scrubbed up. Let's get to it. Time to go racing. Japanese Grand Prix. Lights on. And away we go. Oh, it's not a great start. We get jumped by Perez, do we? Yes, we do. He takes the race in line. I was hoping to go around the outside, but Sainz also having a go. Bit of contact there. I tried to open up the entry into the S's, but it didn't work out. Double check. No damage, so just a bit of visual cosmetic damage off the car. So down 2 places, Norris behind, looking to get through, so we'll just try and settle into this race. Giving ourselves a bit more work to do. Mercedes looking pretty strong here as well with the upgrades. Crucially, Verstappen's lost the place. I think he started P7, he's not in P7, I think he's P8. I just saw him in the mirrors heading through the hairpin, so Verstappen also losing out on the race start. So let's see how things develop. For now, it's not too bad. I fear Norris might want to challenge. He should be pretty quick. So we're going to have to use all the battery here to stay ahead. As Lando has a look. There he goes. I'm still on the battery and now we're getting in front at VMAX. We've got a bit more momentum and we stay in front. Right, DRS enabled. Let's try and stay within a second of Carlos Sainz here. We're just about hanging on here. I don't really have a ton of battery, so I'm going to let Norris go by. Although he's not going to get DRS on Sainz. So we might be able to go straight back past. It just means we ain't got to drain our battery and we can get a bit more recharge. Let's see if Norris has DRS or not. No, he doesn't. So we'll look to go straight back through to close in on the cars ahead. They're battling for second place, Perez and Leclerc going at it, which is allowing Russell to break away. This will help us catch up. So we're going to knock it into none and get some recharge on the go. These two still going for it. Look at the gap Russell is starting to build. There we go, now everyone slots in, but we've got back in the train now. Whoa, 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 whoa. Kicking off, no visual damage, just a bit like with me and Sainz lap 1. cosmetic, but Perez and Leclerc do trade paint.
Okay, Lewis. Okay, Sainz is ahead of you. We don't want to let this hold us up too long, so do your best to get past and get on with the race.
Okay, we'll see how things go. At the minute, we've broken Alonso from P7 and he's out of DRS range, which is good for us, but may enable Verstappen to get through. So we'll see. I've got a full charge now, starting to get my batteries under control, so we'll look to maybe have a look at signs. Also just going to look at my fuel, because I feel like we're going down a little bit. Perez making a break for it here, by the looks of it, or trying to. He overtook Leclerc last time around, and Leclerc can't quite respond, so Sainz goes through, or is going to try and go through, so we might have a shot here. Couldn't tell what way Sainz was going to go there, inside or out, but Perez is gone, so this is important now. Leclerc, no DRS. Will Sainz challenge? Yes, he does. Easy, watch out for the brake check. Right, let's keep it tidy. Leclerc falling through the field. I think he maybe has some damage, maybe? I'm not sure, he's just visibly slower. Maybe that contact wasn't just cosmetic. I think I'm going to go for it here. We've had a good second deck nut. Up the inside. Bit of contact on the way through. Leclerc still there. We'll have to use all the batteries to get in front, but we do. Definitely going slow. I'm not sure if it's a car issue. It hasn't been reported on the radio, but quite important to get back within Sainz and his DRS, so we'll have to drain everything here. Will we even make it? Detection point just out of 130R. Yes, we will. So that's huge. Sainz does not have DRS on Perez. Sainz not able to get within Perez's DRS yet again. Leclerc almost dropped. I'm going to probably pass Sainz at this point on the very next lap. I'm just going to get a bit of recharge on the go during this lap. So we'll hopefully pass him into the Casio Triangle chicane this time, this lap. Didn't really happen. Sainz got the hammer down, got himself within DRS of Perez. So not much we can do really. So we'll probably fail the objective. That's okay. I'm just playing the long game, preparing the pit stop phase, which is going to be key.
Okay, well, it wasn't to be this time, but not to worry. There's a long way to go in this race, so let's focus.
Sainz having a go at Perez there. Suddenly he wants to go move on. Mercedes looking to make it a 1-2. Leclerc's been dropped, so he won't have DRS, so Norris might have a shot of getting by. Sainz is all over the back of Perez and will likely go through this time. Mercedes definitely showing their strength in terms of a team and the car.
We're approaching the pit window now, and you're going to be on hards next time.
There it is. Sainz straight through, clean through. Let's just stick with it for now. That was a good chicane. We might have a chance to pass Perez here. Using everything. Oh, that's a nasty bump. Perez OD rating. We go clean around the outside and pick up a quality move. That's P3.
Okay, Lewis, let's be a bit more careful about where and when we use ERS, and let's try and be consistent as you use it moving forward.
A little bit wide there, through Degner 2. That should be an objective that will get cancelled when we box anyway. First warning, this time we did not get away with it. This is our scheduled pit stop lap, getting a little bit rash. I'm a bit concerned about fuel. Hopefully we save plenty.
But box this lap. Keep an eye on your distance to the speed limit line as you approach, and make sure you don't speed.
During this pit stop, that's what I'm looking out for. Russell pits, so Sainz will stay out, so we'll get a chance to undercut him. Perez also stays out, so Red Bull are going to favour Verstappen here. Interesting, of course Norris stays out. Leclerc first Ferrari in. 2.5, a little bit of a slow stop, bit of a hold there. I think for George? Yeah, that's George. So George losing quite a bit of time. I think maybe we held him up and then he got held by the throw, possibly. Either way, we'll take it. The objective is still live.
Pit strategy complete. See these tyres through to the end now.
There's a car between us, Ollie Behrman, between Russell and myself, but let's get racing and let's see if we can try and close up. We haven't saved much fuel in the pits. We started with 0.8, we're currently at 0.4, around half race distance. It's going to be close. There's not exactly much lifting I can do. I need to push flat out. I don't have that much pace up my sleeve here. I'm kind of on the limit. Russell still hasn't got past. Ocon ahead of him, so this is fine. We've gained on Russell overall in that pit phase. Now we'll use a battery to try and get a run. Who's that? That's Perez for the overcut. Around the outside we go. Oh, yes. Just enough room. Yellow flag. And Russell is right there. So we are right back in this fight for the win as Perez, I think, has blown up instantly out the pits. Verstappen up to 5th as well, so he's gained a lot in that pit phase. Norris up to 3rd. It's been a complete reshuffle of the pack, but crucially we've got the race.
Information on Perez. Right, they've got a serious car issue. It looks like they're retiring.
Got the race leader right there. We know that Merc's quick. If I can get within DRS, that would be huge. I don't have a ton of battery, but I'll try. Need to nail spoon curve. That was pretty nice. That was basically perfect. Oh, whoa, big mistake though. That's a second warning as well. I pushed it really hard on the exit to try and get the drive, and that has backfired massively. We won't forfeit DRS to Norris, Sainz, Verstappen, but they're going to be right there. That's a bit of a disaster. Can't get any more warnings now this race. Russell 28.3. My lack of pace is being exposed at the minute. In clean air, I need DRS to be quick and competitive. I can manage my battery, which really helps. At the minute, Lando is closing in. Don't really have a ton of battery to work with either. We might have to let Norris get ahead tactically here, and then we'll try and do a move later or pull something off. Russell's very quick, making no mistakes. We're going to have no DRS here. Hopefully we'll just concede to Lando and that's it.
Oh, great stuff. You hit that target. Really good job.
There goes Norris, and we'll just slot him behind. So it's a 2-3 for the team. Got to try and work together here to keep Verstappen there. I think the wind's gone now. Norris is bloody going here. I'm getting dropped. We're going to have to use everything a bit earlier than I wanted. I'm also burning fuel like crazy right now. Having to run without DRS has really hurt me. And my fuel. We've got to stay within DRS here no matter what. We'll just hang on for now. 27.9 from Norris. Yellow flag on the back straight into 130R. Let's see if we get a VSC or a safety car from that. I think it's just puncture. We get a load of understeer there for some reason. That really hurt me. Verstappen's going to try and get through. Ocon's out and Norris is getting away. I can't get any respite right now. I can't get a chance to recharge fully. I'll get my fuel back. We're just having to push. That's a bit more like it. 28.3.
Okay, Lewis. Lando's ahead of you now. Right, let's go. Let's try and get past them and put them on the back foot. Push, push.
I don't think that's going to happen. I tried to lift there through the Degners and I've just lost DRS. Like, it's impossible. I cannot give up. I can't give an inch. And I think this time we might have lost DRS here. I need to nail spoon under pressure again. That was decent. I don't know if we'll get back in though. Norris is really going for a hit. I'm out of battery. This is it. I don't think I made it. And I'm out of juice. So we're going to be really, really exposed here on the pit straight. Hopefully Verstappen doesn't get by. We don't have DRS, so now we're in trouble. It'll just be Sainz who goes through. We should be able to fend off Verstappen for now. Just struggling for pace. I said at the beginning of the race, I don't think qualifying, you know, that lap was really special. That wasn't my true pace. Now we are showing our true pace and struggling. I'm extreme fuel saving right now, as much as I possibly can. We're not going to make it. So I need to save before the final attack happens. Lando's gone. So we're just trying to hang on to P3 right now. The fuel's getting thin, really thin. Having to manage it as much as possible. Sainz is also picking up his pace. I feel like I've got a bit better pace now. It seems when the tyres wear, we've got a better pace, but on fresh tyres we struggle. Verstappen there having a look, but he probably won't challenge. I think I should be okay. So keep it under control. The question is, can I just get close enough to Sainz? I don't have a lot more straight line speed than him to try and get past. Only one DRS zone. 2 to go. Fuel is also extremely close. We're juggling everything here. Also in a sandwich. I want to try and pass Sainz into turn 1. Need a good exit out of the chicane. Not bad, not bad. Do we have enough battery? Here we go. Sainz is empty. He's empty. We're going straight through. We'll take a big lift through 2 to try and get some of that fuel back. Right. Can we hang on now? I've been using none through the S's to try and get some good recharge. The AI now should be in full power mode, but Sainz clearly struggling with battery, so Verstappen could be the big threat here. Fuel 0.01. Oh my god, that track limit was close. Juggling so many things here. Right, we might have enough fuel here to go for the push. Battery side by side with Sainz. I'm going to try and hold a little bit back for the exit. There, just like that. On the brakes. Nice early apex into the chicane. And we've managed that well. Russell wins. And it's a double podium finish for us.
We work with the pit stop and strategy. So close and so far. Let's keep pushing. Thanks to all the supporters out there.
Drive from the talented George Russell, who takes the checkered flag.
A great display of dominance today by this driver. They led from lights out to the flag at the end, led every lap of the race. Brilliant stuff by them, and excited to see what more they can do in future races.
So after a magnificent race, we can now see the drivers making their way to the podium. Once again, it's the Silver Arrows who take top spot. A well-earned victory for Mercedes.
There we go. Big result here today. Managing a lot of factors in that one. 2 track limits, fuel, battery, being in a Verstappen-Sainz sandwich, and we managed to come out on top. We didn't quite have the pace today. I was on the back foot. I just didn't have rhythm on my own. I had to rely on DRS and AI to kind of be quick, and we did a good job of maximising the result. To be fair, Verstappen also gained 2 places. We gained nothing in that one. We started 3rd, finished 3rd. Lando up to 2nd, but Russell was the quickest man today, although Lando finished only a 2nd behind, so who knows, a few more laps and Lando might have got him extra point for Norris in that one. So let's delve into the standings. We lead by 18 points over Verstappen. We're 29 clear from George and 33 clear from Norris. Then there's a bit of a gap to Sainz, so a top 4 maybe just starting to form in the Drivers' Championship. In the Constructors, Willie Bar 48 over Mercedes and 49 over Red Bull, so a much more comfortable margin in that one. So we'll see what happens in the coming races. China next, I believe, is a sprint, so there'll be extra points up for grabs, and we'll see what happens, guys. So hopefully you enjoyed today's episode. Also in the background, you're going to have the post-race fallout in terms of our driver stats, of course, our recognition, which was shot up to 55 after turning down Aston Martin last episode in the secret meeting. But yeah, guys, like the video, subscribe. As always, a big shout out to the members. Check out the 2 videos on screen along with the links down below to channel partners, and I'll see you guys soon. Take care, and let's go back from me. Adios.